I blinked against the harsh white light. My head throbbed like someone was pounding a drum inside my skull. Where am I? I croaked. Michael, my mother said, her voice trembling. She clutched my hand like it would shatter. You're awake. I tried to lift my eyes to see her face clearly. Mom, where's Sarah? Where are the kids? She exchanged a glance with Dad. His jaw was tight, eyes avoiding mine. Michael, they've left, he said finally. While you were in a coma. I blinked. My chest tightened, my throat burned. What do you mean left? Where did they go? They went to live with someone else. Your wife, your children, my mother whispered, tears streaking down her face. We think it's best to move on quietly. Move on. I laughed. Or maybe it was a sob. Are you joking? Sarah left me? My kids? While I was fighting to survive. Dad shook his head. We're sorry, Michael. We didn't know what else to do. I felt the room spin. Memories hit me like a freight train. Dinner with my kids, bedtime stories, Sarah laughing as she scolded me for leaving toys on the floor. How could she? My voice cracked. You were unconscious for months, Mom said softly. We thought maybe it was better to tell you now. Better? Better? I repeated, my voice rising. I trusted her. I loved her. I swallowed hard, struggling for control. And the kids? My little girls and boy gone. Dad exhaled slowly. They're alive, Michael. That's what matters. I slammed my hand on the bed, making the monitors beep. Alive? That doesn't fix this. This isn't alive. It's betrayal. Mom shook her head. We didn't see it coming either. We're so sorry. I don't understand, I whispered, sinking back into the pillow. I was fighting for them, for my family. And she just left. Dad's hand rested on my shoulder. Sometimes people take the easy path, Michael. We thought you should recover first. Recover, I muttered bitterly. Recover from what? From being abandoned? From being erased from my own life. Silence filled the room, broken only by the faint beeping of machines. I could still see their smiles in my mind. Sarah tucking the kids in, Brian holding their hands, memories I couldn't stop. Michael, Mom said softly, you're strong. You'll find a way forward. I don't want to find a way forward. I snapped. I want my life back. I want my family. I want her to feel what I'm feeling. Dad's eyes darkened. Michael, vengeance won't heal this. Only time and choices. I shook my head, feeling rage and despair collide. Choices? My choice was to trust her. My choice was to fight for us. And now it's gone. Tears burned my eyes. I clenched my fists. I won't. I can't. I won't just move on quietly. Mom's hands trembled as she wiped my tears. We know. We're here. You're not alone. Alone. That word echoed louder than anything else. My mind raced. How could I have missed the signs? How could my wife, the woman I loved, the mother of my children, just abandon us? I need answers. I whispered, more to myself than anyone else. I need to know why. I can't let this go without understanding. Mom and Dad exchanged worried glances. Time, Michael. First recover. Then we'll help you. I closed my eyes, chest tight, rage simmering beneath my exhaustion. Recovery? I would recover. But quiet? Never quiet. Not until I faced every lie, every betrayal, every moment she thought she could erase me from my life. I opened my eyes again, staring at the sterile ceiling. Sarah, you're going to regret leaving me, I muttered. And for the first time since waking, a fire ignited in my chest, a fire that would not be snuffed out by silence, apologies, or empty words. The door to my apartment creaked as I pushed it open. Silence. Cold air. Everything was exactly as I remembered it, yet felt dead. I dropped my bag and called out, Sarah? Kids. My voice echoed back at me. No answer. Just the faint hum of the refrigerator. I sank onto the couch, staring at the untouched photos on the wall. It can't be real, I muttered. My fingers brushed the frame of our last family photo. Sarah smiling, the kids holding my hands, a memory now sharp with pain. I picked up my phone and dialed her number. Ring, ring, ring. Straight to voicemail. Sarah, please pick up. I need to hear your voice. I whispered. Nothing. My chest tightened. The room felt smaller, colder. I remembered little things, Sarah's sudden irritability, her leaving early for work, her hushed phone calls. I had brushed them off. How blind had I been? My phone buzzed. It was Mark. I answered immediately. Hey, Mark. My voice cracked. Michael. Man, I heard. Are you okay? His tone was cautious, careful, as if afraid I'd break. I don't know. I came home, and it's empty. No Sarah, no kids. Just nothing. I admitted, my voice trembling. Damn, bro. I'm so sorry. Do you want me to come over? Yes, please. I can't be alone right now. On my way. I hung up and stared at the walls. Every corner whispered memories. Dinner nights, cartoons on the floor, bedtime stories. All gone. My mind couldn't process the absence. Shame gnawed at me. Could I have stopped this? Should I have noticed sooner? A knock at the door startled me. Michael? It's Lisa, came the familiar gentle voice. Lisa. Relief and embarrassment mixed. Come in. She stepped inside, eyes scanning the apartment. I'm so sorry. I can't imagine how hard this is. I don't either, I admitted. I thought I had a life, a family. Now it's gone. She sat across from me, hands folded. You didn't deserve this. Sarah, leaving like that. It's not your fault. I trusted her. I trusted her with everything, I muttered. And now nothing. My kid's gone. I don't even know where to start. Lisa's voice softened. Start with yourself. Lean on the people who care for you. Mark, me, we're here. You don't have to face this alone. Mark arrived a few minutes later, carrying a thermos of coffee. Hey man, thought you'd need this, he said, setting it beside me. You okay? I shook my head. I don't know what okay even means anymore. I can't eat, can't sleep. All I can think about is her. About them. About the life I lost. You've been through hell, Michael, Mark said, sitting next to me. But you're not done yet. Don't let them take your spirit. Don't disappear too. I feel like I failed them. Like I wasn't enough? I whispered. Rage and guilt tangled in my chest. Lisa placed a hand on mine. You were hurt badly. You didn't fail them. Sarah made choices she's responsible for. You can't control her, only what you do next. I leaned back, running a hand through my hair. I keep thinking about the little signs, her distance, her size, those secretive phone calls. Did I just ignore everything? Mark shrugged. You were recovering, man. You were in a coma. You did everything you could. I should have seen it. I should have known something was wrong. I muttered. My stomach turned. And now, I have to decide. Do I fight for them? Do I try to reach her? Or do I just let them go? Lisa and Mark exchanged glances, neither interrupting. I don't know if I have the strength, I admitted, voice low. But I can't just disappear from my own life. I have to do something. Mark leaned forward. Then start small. Gather your thoughts. Make a plan. You're not alone in this. Lisa nodded. And when you're ready, face her. Not with anger, but with clarity. You deserve answers, Michael. You deserve to see the truth. I stared at the empty room again, memories pressing in. The quiet, the cold, the absence. It was unbearable. But their words, their presence, gave me a small spark of hope. Okay, I whispered finally, more to myself than them. I'll find a way. I'll face it. I won't disappear. Mark and Lisa sat with me as the afternoon passed, offering quiet support. I didn't feel better yet, but I wasn't completely alone anymore. And for the first time since waking, that mattered. I sat at the kitchen table, staring at my laptop. My fingers shook as I opened my old emails. I don't want to see this, I whispered to myself. The first message popped up, Sarah, can we talk? I need to see you. My chest tightened. Something in the tone felt familiar now. Too familiar. I remember that night before the accident. Michael, you're always at work. You never notice me. Sarah had shouted, frustration cracking her voice. I'd told her I was trying to provide, that I loved her, but her eyes, they had rolled. That faint flicker of irritation I'd ignored. Another email. Dinner tonight, she'd written to Brian. Brian, the neighbor I'd always considered polite, harmless. But reading their words now, it stung. They spoke in a language of secret smiles, hidden lunches, inside jokes I was never part of. I slammed the laptop shut. How could I have missed all this? All the signs. I muttered, voice thick with anger. Moments before my accident replayed in my mind. Her sighs when I asked about her day. Her late-night texts, disappearing for hours. I thought she was stressed, tired, needing space. How blind I had been. I picked the laptop back up. More emails. More texts. Each one a dagger. Can't wait to see you. You make me laugh like no one else. I hate when you're not around. All meant for him, not me. I call Mark immediately. Mark, I found shit's Brian. She's been with him. There was a pause on the line. Damn, man. I suspected something before, but seeing it? That hurts. She lied. Every day, every smile, it was for him. Not for me. I whispered, jaw tight. All the little things I thought I was imagining. I wasn't. Michael, breathe. I know it's hard, but you're seeing the truth now. Mark said. Truth. That word felt bitter on my tongue. I wanted to scream, to throw the laptop, to punch a wall. Instead, I closed my eyes and let the anger simmer. I remembered another argument. I can't handle you working 14 hours a day. Sarah had yelled, tears streaming. You never noticed me. I told her I was tired, that I was doing this for us. Now I saw the cracks in her voice, the resentment, the longing for something else. I scrolled through the text again. Meet me after work? You're amazing. I can't stop thinking about you. Brian's name appeared repeatedly. My stomach turned. How long had this been going on? Months? Years? I called Lisa next. Lisa, I need to know if I was blind. Was I imagining her coldness? No, Michael. You weren't imagining anything. I saw it too. She was distant, secretive. You were in a coma. But even before that, something was wrong, she said softly. I rubbed my face, trying to stop the headache, the burning in my chest. All those nights, I thought she was angry at me. She was angry at life, or at me for being me. She wasn't right for you, Michael. I'm sorry, Lisa said. I stared at the laptop, at the messages, at the timeline of betrayal. I had trusted her with everything, my heart, my family, my life. And yet, I had been blind. The room felt smaller, suffocating. Every flashback cut deeper than the empty apartment, deeper than the silence. Her laughter with Brian in my mind, her smiles meant for someone else, the gentle touch she once reserved for me now gone. I whispered to no one, Sarah, you made your choice. But I won't. I can't let this break me completely. I have to think. I have to decide what I'll do next. Mark's voice echoed in my head. You're strong. You can get through this. I shut the laptop and leaned back, hands clenched. Rage, betrayal, heartbreak, they all swirled together, leaving one thing clear. I wasn't finished yet. And neither was she. I paced the living room, hands clenched, stomach tight. I can't just do nothing, I muttered. Mom's voice trembled from the armchair. Michael, we said to move on quietly. You need time to heal. Heal? Mom, I didn't just lose comfort. I lost my life, my family. My voice cracked. How can you say quietly? Dad leaned forward, rubbing his face. Revenge won't fix this. You have to think carefully. I've been thinking, I said sharply. Every hour, every minute. And thinking isn't enough. I need action. Mom's eyes filled with tears. Action? Michael, don't let anger drive you. You're still weak. I'm not weak. I snapped, glaring. I may have been down, but I'm not done. I can't just sit here while they live, as if nothing happened. Dad's jaw tightened. Then what are you planning? I hesitated. I don't know yet, but I need information. I need to know everything, where they are, what they're doing. I can't rebuild without knowing the truth. Mom's hand shook. Michael, that sounds dangerous. I know, I said softly, almost to myself. But safe isn't what I need. I need control. I need to take back what she tried to take from me. The phone buzzed. Mark. I answered immediately. Hey, man, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. Michael, how are you holding up? His tone was careful, measured. I'm deciding. I can't let this slide. I need to know everything. I need a plan, I admitted. Mark exhaled slowly. Planning is good. Just don't let anger blind you. Revenge is a path with no guarantees. I'm not sure it's just revenge, I said. It's dignity, justice, maybe. I need to see them understand what they've done. But I also need to rebuild. I can't be consumed by this forever. Mark paused. You've been through hell, Michael. I get that. But keep your head clear. Don't make a move you'll regret. Observe first. Gather information. Then act smart. I will. I said, nodding even though he couldn't see me. I'll be smart, careful, strategic, not reckless. I can't let my emotions destroy me. You're strong, man. You can do this. But don't forget to breathe. Don't forget yourself. I know, I whispered. I hung up, staring at the empty apartment. The silence mocked me, but also fueled me. I began making a mental list. Brian, Sarah, their routines, friends, habits. Everything I could use. Mom broke the silence. Michael, are you thinking of tracking them? I looked at her, determination sharp in my eyes. Not yet, but soon. I need to see everything before I act. I need clarity, not chaos. I won't be reckless. I can't afford that. Dad exhaled, tension in his shoulders. If you do this, be careful. They're not innocent. Brian, he's cunning. I know, I admitted. I've seen the emails, the texts, the smiles meant for him, not me. I can't unsee it. But now I can prepare. I can anticipate. I can reclaim control. Mom's hands were folded in her lap, eyes pleading. Just promise me you won't destroy yourself in this process. I promise, I said, though the word felt hollow even as I meant it. I won't destroy myself. I'll take control. I'll gather every piece of information, watch quietly, and make my moves carefully. I'll rebuild my life, and if they're careless, karma will do the rest. Dad nodded slowly. You sound resolved. I just hope you can handle the weight, Michael. I will, I said firmly. I can't stay a victim anymore. I won't. I need answers and I need my life back, piece by piece. I'll take my time, but I'll get there. Mark's words echoed in my mind. Observe first, gather information, then act smart. I repeated it to myself like a mantra. I had no idea what the next days would bring, but I knew this. I wasn't going to crumble quietly. Not now. Not ever. I looked around the empty apartment. My sanctuary turned battlefield of memories. I'll do this, I whispered. I'll reclaim my life, my dignity, everything that tried to steal. And for the first time since waking, I felt a flicker of control, a small, burning flame of determination. I sat in my car, parked 2 streets away, watching their house through the dusty windshield. So this is their perfect life? I muttered under my breath. Lisa's voice buzzed through my phone. Michael, are you spying on them again? I'm observing, Lisa, I said sharply. There's a difference. I need to see how they're living now. You sound obsessive, she warned. Be careful. Don't lose yourself in this. I'm fine, I replied, though my fingers tightened around the steering wheel. I just need to understand. Control what I can. Brian stepped out first, talking on his phone. His suit was sharp, smile forced. Sarah waved him off impatiently, brushing her hair back. I caught the slight tension between them. Her fake laughter, his rolling eyes. Lisa sighed. I see it. They're not as perfect as they look. Yes, I whispered, a cold satisfaction twisting my chest. Cracks everywhere. Lies can't last forever. Later, I saw Sarah arguing with a delivery man over a package. I don't care what you said on the phone. This is ridiculous. Her voice carried far more frustration than affection. Brian appeared behind her, attempting to smooth things over. She shot him a glare instead. I smiled grimly. Not so perfect now, are we? Lisa's voice was soft. Don't let this consume you. You need to build yourself too. I know, I said, but a small, dark thrill ran through me. I had control here. Quiet, invisible, observing their cracks unravel. Days passed, and I started testing boundaries. A call to Sarah's old number, blocked. A friend of Brian's mentioned a sudden argument. I noted every detail, cataloged every weakness. Every small victory made my heart beat faster, though the sorrow lingered. I called Lisa later. I saw her today, arguing again. Brian tried to calm her. She didn't even notice me in the car. Good, Lisa said. But Michael, don't forget yourself. You're stronger now. Focus on you too. Start rebuilding your life while observing, not obsessing. I'm trying, I admitted. I applied for that promotion at work, started exercising again, little steps. That's better, she encouraged. The more you strengthen yourself, the less their life will matter. You can enjoy small victories in your own world. I chuckled bitterly. Small victories, yes. Watching them struggle feels satisfying, but still hurts. The kids, I miss them every day. I know, Lisa said gently. But satisfaction and sorrow can coexist. That's human. Just don't let the darkness take over. I hung up and leaned back, reflecting. The thrill of seeing Sarah's false smile crack, Brian's forced arrogance falter, it fed something in me. But the emptiness, the absence of my children, that still gnawed at my heart. I decided to take action in small ways, reclaiming tiny pieces of power. I emailed Brian's work contacts anonymously to correct misinformation he spread about me. A small step, invisible, but a reminder that I wasn't powerless. Later that evening, I ran into Lisa at a cafe. "Michael," she greeted, eyes kind. "You've been distant, but I can see the change. You're more focused, calmer." "Focused," I repeated, sipping my coffee. "I am. Watching them, correcting their lies, it's helping. But I also need my own life, Lisa. I can't just wait for them to fail. I have to build something real." "That's the spirit," she said. "Balance observation with creation. You're reclaiming yourself, not just punishing them." I nodded, thinking of the small victories today, their arguments, their stress, the subtle cracks. They fueled me, but I also felt the stirrings of strength in myself. "Thanks, Lisa," I said quietly, "for keeping me grounded, for reminding me there's life beyond revenge." She smiled. "Always, Michael. Just promise me you won't lose yourself chasing them." "I promise," I said, though the promise felt like a tightrope. Every glance at Sarah and Brian, every observation was intoxicating, but I knew Lisa was right. My own life, my own strength had to come first. I left the cafe determined, notebook in hand, listing small steps. Exercise, work, observation, planning. Small victories, yes. Small defeats too. But slowly, I was reclaiming control. I knocked on the door, each rap deliberate. My chest throbbed, but my hands were steady. Sarah opened it, surprise flashing across her face. "Michael," she said, voice sharp. "What? Why are you here?" I stepped inside, keeping my voice calm. "We need to talk. You and Brian." Her eyes darted to the living room, where Brian leaned against the wall, arms crossed, smirk in place. "This isn't your business," he said, tone smooth but tense. "It is my business," I replied. "My family, my life, all of it. And you both took it from me." Sarah's lips pressed tight. "Michael, calm down. You're overreacting. You were gone. I moved on. Moved on." I echoed, voice low but steady. "You left me while I was in a coma. You left our children. And you call that moving on?" Brian stepped closer. "Watch your tone. You don't get to walk in here and accuse us." I didn't flinch. I get to feel the pain you caused. I get to confront the lies, the betrayal, every choice you made to erase me from my family. Sarah's eyes narrowed. "I didn't erase you. Life had happened. You can't control everything. You controlled nothing." I snapped, then inhaled, forcing calm back into my chest. "I trusted you. I loved you. And you traded that for what? Comfort? Excitement?" "Him." Brian's jaw tightened. "It wasn't like that. You don't understand." "I understand perfectly." I cut him off. "I understand that you're manipulative. That you used her weakness to your advantage. That you made her laugh when she was supposed to be mine. I understand that." Sarah flinched. "Michael, please, you don't know what you're saying. You're hurt. You can't think clearly." "I'm thinking clearly," I said, stepping closer. "I've watched. I've waited. I've collected every lie. And now I'm here, facing it." Brian's voice dropped slightly, uncertainty creeping in. You can't prove anything. You're just bitter." "Bitter," I repeated, letting a slow, controlled fury creep in. "I'm not bitter. I'm aware. Aware that you shattered a family. That you made choices that left me empty. That you thought you could walk away without consequences." Sarah opened her mouth, then closed it. I didn't know what to do. I needed space. Space. I hissed, voice low. "You abandoned them. You abandoned me. That isn't space, Sarah. That's selfishness. That's cowardice." Brian swallowed, his smirk gone. "Look, we didn't plan for it to happen like this. You have to understand." "I understand more than you think," I said, calm now, but razor sharp. "I understand that you rely on lies, charm, manipulation. I understand that your affection is shallow, temporary. I understand that you both underestimated me. Sarah's hands trembled. Michael, you're scaring me. I stared at her, letting the silence stretch. Scared? Maybe you should be. Not of me, but of the choices you made. Every day, every moment, those decisions built the life you think you have. And yet, it's fragile. All of it. Brian's face reddened. You can't, you're bluffing. I leaned in, voice low and controlled. I'm not bluffing. I've watched, I've planned, I prepared. I felt your weaknesses, your cracks, your exhaustion pretending to be happiness. And I'm still standing. I'm still whole. You are not. Sarah's eyes filled with tears, but her lips curled with defiance. You think this confrontation changes anything? It doesn't. You're pathetic. I shook my head. No, Sarah, you're the pathetic one. For abandoning your family. For thinking manipulation could protect you. For underestimating me. The room was quiet, tension thick, only our breathing and the distant hum of traffic outside. I felt a strange release. Not closure, not satisfaction, but power, awareness, control. I had faced them, expressed my pain, and remained steady. Brian took a step back. This isn't over, he muttered, uncertainty in his eyes. No, I said softly, a steady calm, now tempered with resolve. It's just beginning. For me, not for you. I turned, leaving them frozen in the living room. My steps were slow but deliberate, my chest light despite the storm inside. I had faced the betrayal, spoken the truth, and still retained control. Outside, I exhaled. The confrontation hadn't healed me, hadn't brought closure, but it had confirmed something essential. I was stronger than they imagined. I was no longer a victim. And with that realization, the path ahead, though uncertain, felt mine to command. I sat at my desk, fingers hovering over the keyboard, phone beside me buzzing with messages from Mark. Everything okay? He asked over the call. I'm fine, I said, though a faint smile tugged at my lips. Just watching. Watching. Mark's voice carried concern. Sarah, Brian, I said quietly. They're unraveling. Financial trouble, arguments, small mistakes piling up. Mark whistled. You're not helping them, right? No, I said firmly. I don't interfere. Karma's doing the work. I just observe. Lisa called later. Michael, how are you holding up? I've been thinking about you. I'm better, I admitted. Strong. Focused. I've reconnected with the kids. Legally. Slowly. Letters, video calls, small steps. That's good, she said warmly. It's healing, right? Yes, I said. Sadness is still there. But pride too. I survived. I'm still standing. I watched Sarah on social media. Her perfect posts crumbling under subtle cracks. Arguments leaked in comments, missed deadlines, frantic apologies. Brian's arrogance was fading too. Short temper, careless mistakes. I shook my head, muttering, it's poetic, their own choices catching up. Mark's voice buzzed again. You okay laughing at their misery? It's not laughing, I said, voice steady. It's satisfaction. Justice, maybe. They created this. I didn't touch it. Lisa texted, remember to focus on yourself. Don't let their chaos pull you back. I nodded, reading her words. She was right. I was stronger now. Career climbing, reconnecting with colleagues, and finally feeling capable again. Every small victory reinforced my resilience. I picked up the phone, dialing my daughter's number. Hi, sweetie, I said softly. Daddy missed you today. Daddy, her voice squealed with delight. I drew a picture for you. I laughed, heart swelling. Show it to me tomorrow. I can't wait. After hanging up, I leaned back, breathing in the quiet. Mark's texts pinged. Dinner tonight? Need to celebrate your progress. I'll be there. I typed back, smiling. I realized something. While Sarah and Brian struggled, I was building, bit by bit, piece by piece. The next day, a minor crisis at Sarah's work came to my attention through mutual friends. Arguments with Brian erupted in public, visible for anyone paying attention. I didn't gloat aloud, just noted the patterns. Lisa called again. Michael, you're doing amazing. You're calm, observing, not consumed. That's growth. Yes, I said quietly. I feel strong, resilient. Even with pain, even missing the kids. I'm not broken. Mark joined me for dinner that evening. You're different, man. Not bitter. Not obsessed. Focused. That's a change. I've learned patience, I admitted. Let karma do its work. And I rebuild my own life. Slowly, carefully. Every day, a step forward. Mark nodded. Good. Just keep your head straight. Your family will see that strength. The kids, they'll feel it too. I smiled faintly, thinking of them. I hope so. I hope one day they understand. For now, I'll focus on growth, career, stability. That's my path. That's mine. Late that night, I watched a photo of Sarah and Brian on social media. Their smiles forced tense. It was satisfying, yes, but also sobering. I felt sadness for what I lost, but I felt pride too. My life, my choices, my resilience, that was real. Lisa's voice echoed in my mind. Don't lose yourself chasing revenge. Build your life. I whispered to the empty room. I'm building, slowly but surely. And no one can take that away. Mark's last message pinged. Keep it up, Michael. You're on the right path. I put my phone down, looking out the window. The night was calm, quiet. Tomorrow would bring new steps, new victories. I smiled, thinking of the kids, my career, my strength. Their downfall didn't need my hand. My life did. And finally, I felt it. The edge of control, the sharp clarity of resilience. Karma would do its work. I would do mine. I stood at the playground, watching my kids run toward me with smiles that could melt any darkness. Daddy, they shouted in unison, arms wide. I crouched down, opening my arms. Hey, come here, my loves. My daughter threw herself into my chest first. I missed you, Daddy, she said, voice trembling with excitement. I missed you too, I said softly, holding her tight. Her little brother ran up, laughing. I drew a rocket for you. You did? Let me see, I said, kneeling beside him. He handed me the crayon drawing, proud. This is amazing. You're such an artist. Mark's voice buzzed in my ear. How's the reunion going? Perfect, I said, watching them. Slow, careful, but it feels right. They're happy, and I'm calmer, stronger. You're doing it, man. Really doing it, Mark said warmly. I am, I admitted. I've rebuilt my life. I've faced them, observed, planned, waited. And now, I looked at my children, laughing in the sun. Now it feels like mine again. Lisa called soon after. Michael, I saw the photos you sent. They're smiling. You're smiling. It's good. You look at peace. I feel close, I said quietly. Closer than I have in months. Closer than I ever imagined after everything that happened. Lisa's tone softened. You've earned it. You've grown, recovered, and reclaimed yourself. That's more than most people can do after betrayal like that. I chuckled faintly. I had to. Sarah and Brian are gone from my life now for good. I've seen the consequences of their choices. I've seen what their selfishness brought them. And I've let go. Mark texted again. Dinner tonight? Celebrate your rebirth. Sure, I typed back. But first, time with the kids. They're the real reason for this change. Everything else is just background noise. I sat on the swing with my daughter, pushing her gently. Tell me about your day, I said. She laughed. I made a rainbow at school today, and we read a story about a brave knight. That's wonderful, I said, smiling. You know, Daddy had to be brave too. Braver than ever. She tilted her head. Really? You're brave? Yes, I said softly. Even when things were really hard, I never stopped trying to be strong. For you and your brother. He climbed on a swing beside us. Daddy, can we draw together later? Of course, I said, lifting him. We'll draw rockets and knights and rainbows. All of it. Later, I walked them home, holding their hands. I felt their warmth, their trust. Slowly, carefully, I rebuilt the bond I'd lost. No anger, no resentment in my tone. Only love, patience, and steadiness. At the apartment, I looked out the window, remembering the empty rooms, the pain, the confrontation, the long nights of anger and observation. I survived, I whispered. I endured betrayal, heartbreak, and I've come through stronger. Lisa's message pinged. You're finally free. You've rebuilt. You're whole again. I smiled, replying yes. Whole. And for the first time in a long time, I feel proud. I call Mark. Hey man, thanks for everything. You and Lisa, you reminded me of who I am. You've done the work, Michael. You earned this, he said. I know, I admitted, but it still feels surreal. I watched them fall, yes. Sarah, Brian, Their choices caught up. But that's behind me now. I have my children, my life, my dignity. He chuckled. Sounds like you're ready for a new beginning. I am, I said firmly. No revenge left. No obsession. Just life. Careful, deliberate, full of love and resilience. That evening, I tucked the kids in. Good night, my loves, I whispered. Daddy loves you more than anything. Love you too, Daddy, they chorused. I closed the door, sitting in the quiet apartment. Memories of betrayal and pain surfaced, but instead of hatred or despair, I felt understanding. I had survived, I had grown, and I had reclaimed what truly mattered. The phone buzzed with Mark and Lisa's congratulations, but I didn't need reminders. I could feel it, the calm, the strength, the sense of self that no one could take away. I whispered into the silence, I'm free, I'm stronger, I'm whole, and I will protect this life, these moments, with everything I am. Outside, the city lights glittered, distant and steady. Inside, I felt steady too, melancholic but hopeful, ready for whatever came next. My journey was complete, not in revenge, not in anger, but in rebirth. And for the first time in years, I truly smiled, at peace with the past and ready for the future.